Hey YouTube. The reason why I'm doing this video is to talk about like some of the issues that I'm really noticing. And we have to prepare ourselves for the devil being repetitious. It's like the devil's not going to give up. He's not going to stop doing what he's doing. It's like being addicted to drugs and a person's trying to re-addict you and you're fighting constant detoxes. So they're forcefully forcing you to do drugs. Then after forcing you to do drugs, they are taking you off the drugs and like forcing you into detox. So it's like that constant high and that constant low is a trap of the enemy as well, where the enemy constantly wants to say, okay, you're good 1 minute because, okay, there's consistency. I'm high. I'm good. I got that constant highness going on. And now comes the detox part where, okay, now I don't have the high. This is my down moment. And sometimes the devil does that in your life, like your everyday life. You're trying to live your everyday life. You're trying to function. You're trying to bring about consistency, and you can never get that consistency because that's a warfare weapon of the enemy to keep you inconsistent, to keep you off your feet. The same way with the detox. If the enemy wants you to go back into drugs, okay, I'll give you a week where I'm going to just completely drug you. And then I'm going to take you through a week where you won't be able to get drugs at all. And you have to go through that detox. Then I'm going to go back and I'm going to give you 2 days and then I'm going to take you right back through detox. And the enemy uses these type of warfare tactics so that you can seek out consistency. And sometimes what we're seeking out is not in our best interest. So we have to really be knowledgeable and actually seek out God, because the enemy is constantly playing tricks on the mind, the body, the soul, and the spirit. They have learned humanology. They have learned dark psychology. They have learned how your body functions, anatomy and physiological functions of your body, your mind, your soul, and your spirit. But these are not angels. These are not people that choose to serve God. These are not people that sitting up there saying, I want to be a child of God. I want to be under God's influence. These are people who saying, look, I don't care what goes on. I don't want this person to prosper. So you guys be mindful of that. Keep that in mind, because the enemy is constantly using stuff to try it. You want consistency, but you may not get it. And you have to be able to function without having the consistency that you want. Function within inconsistency, function within chaos, function within disorder. I love order. That's part of my nature. I love order. But there are times in my life where I'm forced to function in chaos. And I have to be able to thrive in chaotic situations. And a lot of times, as people of God, that's not something we want. So 1 minute we have order, next minute we have chaos, then the next minute we have order, and then we begin to seek after something like it's a drug. We want consistency. So either it's going to be chaos and we want the consistency of chaos, so we'll go along with chaos. And then, or either it's we want order, so we go along with order. If chaos is reigning longer, okay, there's constant long reigns of chaos. Eventually, the people move and gravitate towards chaos. But where we must find consistency at is in the Word of God. We have to stay consistent in the Word of God. We have to stay consistent with the things that we know that are right, so that we may grow as the children of God, that we may grow as the people of God, that we may grow and multiply and be plentiful. Even if we never give birth to a child, we will multiply as a people in accordance with the will and the word of God, because God will give us children, whether we birth them or don't birth any at all. So we must sit up here and serve God and be submissive to God's will. Hopefully these words have encouraged you, gave you wisdom, knowledge, and I pray for you guys that you will sit up there and you will find consistency and not find it in a way where chaos reigns over you. When I say, because I'm going to be honest with you, with certain inconsistencies, you're going to look for consistency, but sometimes we can't get it. And it's going to be that time and period. Some periods we may not get consistency. You may not get order. We may have to function in chaos but be as though, okay, everybody's moving backwards and we're the only people moving forth with the word of God and doing what God says. We must be that actual image where, okay, it's spirit chaos, but we're the only thing that's calm in the chaos, calm in the storm. Well, why are you so calm? Why are you like this? I'm like this because I know that God is working. I'm like this because I know that God has a will and a purpose for me. When they're doing this with drugs and they're sitting up there and they're drugging you and you don't know that you're drugged, you have to remember, I will not go back. I will not resort to what I am not, because it's not a part of me. I am who I am, and certain things are not a part of me. Certain things was forced on me, so I don't have to go back to that. When God deliver us and clean us up, the enemy is always trying to get us back to that same stage with certain things, by raping us off, by doing certain things. So if we had an issue where we fell in love with a man or a woman, and we begin to go through turmoils, and we leave that person, the enemy's trying to get us into a life of hoism, all kinds of things, make us desire things that are not for us because we have slept with these people, we have partnered with these people, and have not been married to these people. And actually, to be totally honest with you, I don't even see marriage the same way. Honestly, I don't. At one time, I was told that a married bed is undefiled. I was told that a marriage is sanctification and righteous. And as I matured, I realized that a marriage is not something that I want to partake in, because I started to see how the enemy was using marriages, how the enemy was using the man of God and the woman of God for deceptive behaviors. And knowing that the enemy the enemy does not want his own people. Anybody that's out there in the world, anybody that's sinning, anybody that's not living right, he does not want them. He wants you who is living right. He wants you that is righteous. He wants you that is serving God. So you must be careful. You must guard yourself at all times, and do not sit up there and go against the word of God. So what's consistent? What do I know that will guide me through? The word of God. If I sit up there and I notice certain changes with the word of God that's ungodly, or I feel like it's a little bit wicked, what am I going to do? I'm going to hold to the portion of the God that I know that there's no way that I can fall. I know that there's no way that I can fall. I'm holding to you, God, because I know that this is inconsistent, but I'm going to hold to the word of God that I really know. I'm going to sit up there and I'm going to confirm it with more scriptures, and I'm going to hold to the will of God. The enemy can say what he want to say, but I'm going to hold to the word of God. Hopefully these words encourage you, brought you strength. Remember, the enemy is using a lot of tactics, and these tactics is to play on your mental, and it's through repetition. It's through the up and down, the highs and the lows. It's through that. 1 minute you high, oh, I'm about to make it. I'm about to do this. I'm about to do that. God's going to deliver me. God's working on me. Then the next minute you low. I don't know if I'm going to make it. I don't know how things are going to come out. Know that we are dealing with the highs and the lows. Be smart, be intelligent, sit up there as you're going through life. Take those moments and put it together. You, a lot of times we're like, I know I didn't do enough wrong for this to be happening to me. And you may be right. But what does the enemy care? Be smart. Do what you have to do for yourself. May these words encourage you. Stay blessed.